Hello, people of the internet of the YouTube lands. Welcome to another random edition of the Tactical Does Live. Tonight it's myself and Mr. Lee. Sorry about that. That should be better. Can you hear me, Mr. Lee? Ooh, can't hear you. We lost sound. Oh, 1 second, people. We are just having some technical issues.
Hello.
Ah, there we go. He's back.
There we go.
There we go.
Awesome.
Scared me then.
All right, I'm without headphones. I believe one of my small people have borrowed my normal headphones, and
Okay.
this has caused crisis.
So we're
Normally I've got
gonna.
the earpods in, which is easy.
So I'm gonna start off straight away saying thank you everybody who watches. If you are new, definitely and please subscribe. If you've got any comments or any, sorry, I say if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. We're currently live, so there is the live chat. For updates, we try to use Patreon as much as possible. There is also the Facebook group, and we have noticed there's more people on the Facebook group recently. So again, thank you very much for everyone who's joined. What else am I thinking? Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything. But yeah, so as I say, tonight it's just myself and Mr. Lee here. Mr. Phil is at work. He doesn't finish until later on tonight, so you're stuck looking at our faces.
Not a bad thing,
Not a bad thing. So same as usual.
especially when you've got a face like mine.
Let me shut that down. Is that Mr. Phil? Mr. Phil's in the comments.
Is that?
So we'll start as usual. So, how was your week since the last episode, Mr. Lee, minus the weekend?
How has my week been? We'll not include Sunday for now because obviously that's something that we'll get onto. But for the last 6 days, aside from that, it's been pretty busy. Work is busy. Trying to fit work, family life, everything in, and obviously enjoy game days at the same time can be quite a challenge. But we managed it this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in a good place. It's with everything. Like when it's busy, it's back to the wall. Just get on with it. Like drive through it, and at some point you'll come out the other end. What about yourself?
Bit of a slow week, actually, to be honest. People who are unaware, the weather in the UK has been horrendous. So I've not been out that much, and then I've gone and injured myself today, so that's been fantastic. Sorry. Random kitten in the house. Let me turn the light. Give me 1 second. Let me turn my light.
So we can see you.
Oh, don't. Oh, I've hurt my back. I picked up a nappy, my youngest baby's nappy after changing it, and threw me back out completely. I can barely walk. Yeah, the week's been a bit slow for myself as well, to be honest. I had some plans to do outside in the garden, but otherwise, couldn't do no because of this terrible weather we've been having. So,
However,
hmm.
the weather, as always, does not defeat.
Oh, actually, on the before we mentioned Sunday, then I have a review video coming out for anyone who's interested of a new camera I've been testing here. Anyone unaware? Sorry, throat. This camera is from a company called SV Boney. Don't know if you can see. Just look that way. Don't know if you can see that. Take it out. This is a dual lens camera. Very interesting concept.
Very pretty.
Say again.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
It's a dual lens camera. It has two lenses. The idea behind it, it's got a low light camera. So I thought, airsoft. You go places sometimes and you go into dark rooms or buildings and so forth, and the camera footage becomes hard to see at the best. This camera will automatically switch to the second lens, and as I say, it's a low light camera, so it's basically seamless. You wouldn't know it's changed lens, so it's like it just looks like daytime. So I have put it to the test in my back garden compared to our current GoPro Hero 8 Black Editions. Had them side by side, and this, the GoPro, it was just a black screen, couldn't see anything. This though picked up everything. Absolutely fantastic. So we've we used this at the weekend, and I haven't got round to the footage yet. That's hopefully tomorrow. I'll start getting through the. Yes, there's still a lot of footage to go through. I've still got footage from the last game we went to go through, and obviously now this weekend, and then I've got the review video coming up on this. Yeah, there's more to this than I'm just showing you. But look out for that. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so keep updated. On that note, you want to add anything before we start waffling about Sunday, Mr. Lee?
No, let's do Sunday. Then we can do upgrades after we've talked about Sunday, because obviously, or during the Sunday update, because I think both of us got to enjoy a bit of Phil's upgrading beauty.
Yeah.
And it definitely made the day loads better. I mean, not to say the day was bad at all in the slightest.
Oh, no, we had an absolutely brilliant time. It was fantastic. Say half the UK was covered in rain. We had an amazing day.
Amazing is not the word for it. Like, it was great.
It was
so
very
we
moist.
ended up at Warzone. Yeah, we ended up at Warzone. A fan favourite, to be fair, of the old Tactical Dads. I mean, I do really, really enjoy it. I was dubious this week as I flew down the M1 on Sunday morning. Multiple cars littered everywhere due to the absolutely awful weather. On the way down, I checked the website 3 times just to make sure that it was definitely going to be worth the journey, because for me, it's like an hour and a half. I think part of me, being an age-old airsofter, was pretty keen on them going, now we're going to close, actually.
I was feeling the same thing.
Yeah, nobody likes to airsoft in the rain.
No. The weather shifted completely for us. We checked the weather the night before, a couple of days before, and it was like clear. It's 19 degrees and it's not sunny, but it's cloudy, but it's clear. There was no rain in sight. There was a little bit of wind in the afternoon, but that was it. That's all it said for like 4 or 5 days. And then wake up Sunday and it's raining. Not even a little bit of rain.
It hammered it back.
It really did.
It hammered it back.
I'm on the same boat as you. On the way there, traffic for me wasn't too bad. It was an hour and 10-minute drive from myself. Did a little bit quicker than I normally do because I don't really drive over 65, but I managed to pull up to 70. But no, the road, it was horrendous. The puddles. We
I think I
got
managed one junction before my first accident. There was an A1, a little tiny Audi, in lane 3 and 4,
oh shit.
bits everywhere. Yeah, 4 cars in the lay-by. And then as you passed the action, because this was like mid-junction underneath the bridge, as you got to the end of the on-ramp, there was then another car, which had obviously been part of the same occasion, a Jag E-Type, completely front obliterated. I was like, this does not bode well.
No.
Check first time. Is it closed yet? Is it closed? Should I turn around now? But I am glad I didn't. Do you know what? Like, a wet, rainy, solid day, but a thoroughly enjoyable full day
Yeah,
of
it's,
airsofting. It was just mad. It was just mad. And then the last game of the day, obviously, everything just changed completely. Sunshine and buttercups. Like,
yeah, yeah. Again, I'm on the same frame as manager. On the way there, I was excited to go, but I was looking at this weather and the rain all over the place. I was thinking, please close, don't close. Lee's going to ring me. Someone's going to ring me and saying they've closed it because of the weather. I was like, I want it to close, but I don't because I was really looking forward to going. And in my mind, it was still the fact that all the dads are going to be together again. We've not all been together for a game day in such a long time because one person's got something kicking off, another person's got something kicking off, or whatever. And fate be told, there was only two. Well, there was three of us, but only two of us played. Yeah, so all the dads weren't together. We had oversleepers. We have people saving more money for upgrades. Someone else being ignorant. No, just
no need.
life. And then obviously health as well. So it's fully understandable. That was the title of our channel. Dads, we're old. The youngest among us is myself at 40. So, actually, mine's
Danny's
Daniel.
younger than you.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. Yeah, Daniel's a baby. Was he like 35, 36, something like that? Yeah, but I say on the way there, the weather was awful. I wasn't too bothered about me, for instance. I've got giant off-road tires, so they're actually brilliant in the rain. It's the summer we have to be careful of with off-road tires. But you got to the same part as me, didn't you? We were going under a bridge, and it was just like a river. Oh my God, my ABS light. My van has no electrics. It's the bog standard. It's old. It's 2006. It's got like two sensors on it, an ABS sensor and traction control. That's it. Don't even have seatbelt sensors. It's that old. My ABS sensor was going ape shit. It was flashing at me going through this puddle. I'm thinking, I'm like 5 foot off the ground, and that's going mad. I'm thinking, what are these new cars doing with all these new electrics and whatever? It must be shutting down.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Like it full on. Like, I've never seen it that bad.
I've not seen it that bad for years.
Literally.
Really.
No. But to
Um,
have that much standing water in one place on a motorway, um, yeah.
I
I
did
know
see a
which bit you're on
sign
about as well.
actually. I think it was M1. I couldn't tell you what junction. There was a sign on the far left side saying "Caution, standing water." Was that okay? But, have you ever hydroplaned before?
A couple of times. Like, when I was a little bit younger and I used to have smaller cars, although the DS3 is not exactly a big car, I used to obviously drive like a dickhead. So there have been a couple of occasions where the weather has done me dirty. Knock on wood, like I've never been that bad that it's done me dirty that I've had to buy a new car. But I've lost the odd number plate.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've hit some standing water at high speeds, got home, and then gone, hang on a minute, where's the front number plate? That never happened. It's that moment when you're speeding down thinking, yeah, I know this road, and then there's just a wall of water, and you're thinking, now's the time to slow down.
I've had it once actually, and it was in the van. Doing it in a van, wow, being that high off the ground, you feel like you're going so fast, but you're not. I was on a 50 road doing around 40, high 40s, because I was coming up to a corner, and I was on A60 actually on the way to Mansfield. But this is back in the day when I had my
Yeah.
old wheels on, so I had some Audi 20-inch Audi wheels on my van with some huge tires, but low profiles. And I just went over this slick of water and I just lost all steering. I was like, ooh, yeah. But yeah, no, apart from that, the motorway.
Anyway, so we got there.
Yep. So
Um,
Warzone. Oh, if anyone aware, yes, we were back at Warzone. If you didn't see any updates on Facebook, yeah, Facebook and Patreon, yeah, we was at Warzone again this week. We were all meant to be there, but yeah. So again, sorry. Carry on, Mr. Lee.
5 games, definitely 5 games.
I couldn't make my mind up, could I? It was like, have we done 6 now? Have we done 5? Have we just 7? I don't
So
know.
after the last time we went out, obviously I now know the new rules of GoPro. The rules of GoPro are never turn the GoPro off, put it on, leave it on, and then at some point before we start a game, we're going to sync the GoPros by saying something glorious like
Yeah.
game 1, game 2, game 5, maybe game 4. Was this game 3? No, it was game 4. No, we definitely did 5 games because we did the 2 early games of Outpost.
You know what's? I'm thinking about it
Which
now.
is
You know
pretty
what fucked me
much,
up? It's because we didn't turn the GoPros off. We kept them running. Because obviously, game 1 was technically 2 games before we went back in. That's what's done it for me.
yeah.
Because we were
We
switching
switched
sides.
sides.
Yeah, that's what's done it,
Yeah.
thinking of it, yeah.
So what they do at Warzone is the first game they play is just to make sure that you've pretty much got even teams.
Yeah.
So it gives them an opportunity to see how you play out, see how you play through, and whether or not the teams need rebalancing.
Oh, I'm going to
I
stop
think
you
they
there.
got it pretty good, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, they did. So the reason for that is obviously the attendance, because of the weather, wasn't the biggest. I'm estimating they had around 30, just under people in total. I counted 26. Obviously, that's just what I could see. So I'm estimating we had about 30 people. So, yeah. Which, to be honest,
Yeah.
wasn't a problem on some of the games. Some of the games, a handful of people more might have been a bit nice, but otherwise, it's fine. They utilised what they needed to for the amount of people. They didn't use the entire site. There was no need to.
Yeah.
Didn't use the big game sites because, again, there was no need to. A lot of pushback games, which I don't mind.
Yeah. I did find we played a lot of work. We did a lot in the village, and obviously, as the weather, I will say, worsened a little bit. As the weather got worse, obviously, we were asked to stay downstairs, keep the ground level, and
Yeah.
understandably, like the village is all wood. You're pretty much looking at decking, and as we all know, like decking gets wet, it's pretty much an ice rink.
You actually saying that,
Um,
I never noticed before, but they've got metal corrugated pieces on the decking, haven't they?
on the stairs, especially.
Yeah. I was like,
Um,
okay. And the stairs, I've mentioned this about Warzone before, even when we did the review on Warzone, about the stairs going into the game site. And I said, there's something dodgy about it. I know what it is. They've been backfilled with bark. So when you stand on it, it squishes, but it's uneven. Oh, that's the problem. Literally, that is the problem with it. Just fill a load of roadstone in there. We'll be happy. But let's carry on.
yeah, but we had 5 great games. Apart from the last game, which was dry, every game was pretty much drizzle. And then whenever they blew the whistle to say, got 5 minutes left, the heavens literally just downpoured. So we got absolutely hammered. But let's go back to the key point. Let's go back to the start. So, as always,
If you want to go back to the start, I will
there.
do it right now. So are you on watching YouTube at the same time or not? You are, right. So I've got a video.
Yeah, I am.
So I'm going to switch over to my other screen. I think it's this one. There we go. This is the car park. As see, there's not many of us. You can see a little bit standing water, but this is when we pulled up. Absolutely hammering it down.
Yeah.
So for the first 10 minutes, we just didn't even get out the van. It was awful.
No, we didn't. I
Yeah.
did. The cloaked figure.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was extremely wet. Can I rename this screen? Because for some reason I've not done it. Yes.
But we obviously had a bit of downpour. We waited 10, 15 minutes. It settled. It didn't stop. It settled. It wasn't as bad. Got all the gear in. It was at this point, obviously, Phil made the decision to step out for the day because of his health.
Yeah.
Which completely understandable when you're at our age. Like, you want to be able to enjoy the day without having to wonder about the impacts it's going to have on the rest of the week.
I think it's more of a combination, obviously, between his health and it's wet, it's slippy. And Phil has fell over there before when it was just moist, not actually chucking it anymore. So I can understand his caution. So yeah, and a lot of people, you know, he's not in the best of health. He tries, but he's not in the best of. Sorry, I've got an itch on my leg. He's not in the best of health. So no, fully understandable. But
so we dipped. Me and you started setting up, and as we're setting up, this chap comes over and he goes, "Excuse me, lads, are you a tactical dad?"
I've got a photo.
And we went, yeah, we are. And he's like, "I'm one of your subscribers, lads. 61 years old, mate."
Yeah.
Honest to God, like, I know we've mentioned it before, and not to brag, but obviously when we were at the mall, there was a couple of lads there that always go, "You have to see some of your videos." Do you know what? It is really nice to have people like feel comfortable for a start areas. Just to wander over, say hello. I mean, you want that anyway when you're in a stop site. Like, it's slightly different when people are coming to see you because they've watched your videos, they're interested in your channel, they're subscribed to your channel, and more importantly, they've got an opportunity. This wonderful chap had loads of questions. He's videoing himself.
Yeah, he's saying he just started videoing, uploading, actually saying that if you are there, sorry, if you're not there, if you are watching, drop us a message and we'll check out your channel and sub to you, mate. Yeah. Oh, actually, I mentioned there was someone else there. There was a lad, and I saw him in the distance, not in my distance, in my provisional vision. Like, I think he was either with his older brother, or it might have been his dad, basically pointing at us. If you ever hesitate, it's fine. Just come over, say hello. We don't care. Oh, I'm going to switch back.
Buy.
No, we don't buy. I'm going to zoom in on this picture, go back again. So this guy's come over. Obviously, he's introduced himself. We spoke to him, had a good time. And if you can see down at the bottom of his plate carrier, he's got the lovely, glorious Tactical Dad's badge that I promised that if I see people, I'll give you one. I say I've got a few left now. I might be able to get some more made. They were a limited edition run. We had custom made. I think I ended up with 10, and then they managed to find a couple extras for me and sent them to me. If I can get some more, I will get some more. We do plan on getting a new patch, which is going to be a rubber one. What most people are used to nowadays, anyway. Other than the fabric one that we currently have. It'll be a new design, which will be the design of like the thumbnail for this video. That's the one I'm looking for. But the problem with that is they want quite a big order, and yeah, we haven't really got the money spare for that one at the moment. I think the minimum order was like 80, 90 or something stupid like that. Yeah, it's a lot of money to figure, and we don't make any money from YouTube. or Patreon or anything. So it literally comes out of our own pockets. Like the giveaway we'll be doing the end of August. Sorry, end of what's after August? September. Um,
September.
yeah, in end of August. Sorry, not end. I said it again. The giveaway we'll be doing in September. Um, we're funding this out of our own
Think
pockets.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're funding this out of our own pockets. We're not using any money that we get from YouTube or whatever because we don't get money from YouTube. So, yeah. But again, if you do see us out, come say hello. So, this is my
Yeah,
face and that's his face.
definitely.
Yeah, we
No,
look
it
a
was
little
a
bit
really nice
different with
chat.
all the gears on. Oh, God, yeah. We had a bit of a laugh. Yeah, lovely. And I said he had some questions and gave him advice. So, but obviously, yeah.
Do you know
And
what? What I really enjoyed about it was, right, so this guy's tale is very much, it was pretty much his third outing. Obviously, third outing, you get your car license. Warzone is his home site. Um, and it was really nice to be able to talk to somebody that just starting out, just starting fresh, bought himself a mystery box, got lucky with the mystery box, got himself something pretty decent. Um, we talked a little bit. He's now thinking about his next step after only 3 games. Like, what do I do now? Um, Luke talked to him a little bit about upgrading to a newer rifle. I talked to him a little bit about upgrading to just upgrading like your internals and stuff. Um, because pretty much that's what we've done. Like Luke has gone more buying a rifle. I've gone more. I've got this rifle that I've pretty much had since the day I started. I don't really want to get rid of it. So Phil's obviously done the work on it and done the upgrades on it, and
see,
it's
this
an
is it.
absolute
Yeah.
treat.
So that's the thing with rifles. It's if you've got something you like, keep it. And if you want to upgrade it, or you think you need to, if you want to upgrade it, you want to make a slight improvement, do it. If you don't want to, and you just want something new, fine. Do it. So this is where Lee's coming from. Lee's got his rifle. He loves his rifle, but it wanted upgrade. He wanted to upgrade it so it's more relevant. So myself, yeah, I've got my original rifle. I still use it occasionally. People use it who come with me. That's my backup, we'll say. I don't bother. I like it, but I wanted something more realistic. So I brought a rifle, which I've now upgraded. That topic's coming soon. But yeah, you do what you want. There's no point. The one thing I will say is research the part you want first, because there's a lot of parts out there which say M4 AR-15 compatible, but they might not fit on your rifle. Because for it, I've got the KWA Ronin T10. There's a lot of stuff that don't fit on that rifle because of what KWA's done. So again, you need to research. Obviously, barrels, massive upgrade. If you can get a barrel, you just need to obviously get your old one out to measure it, or unless you can find the user manual, it's got it in there. Brilliant. But yes, definitely research the parts you want first. I know some parts can be quite tricky, but it's one of them.
And you know what? On that fact, like Uncle Phil, who does all of our upgrades, because basically he's a wizard. Um, Uncle Phil runs a TikTok. Like, give him a message, drop a message on the Facebook page. If you're ever after some like info, you're ever after a bit of advice. Whenever I'm doing anything with my rifle now, it goes to Uncle Phil because Uncle Phil knows the piston to the gearbox to
Yeah,
the yeah. He just that's what he does.
yeah,
Like let him do it. He
yeah,
enjoys it. So
yeah.
if you're ever wanting some advice, like we're not just here to chat shit on a Tuesday night and make videos about airsofting. Like we've been doing it for a while now. We enjoy it. We do site reviews so that you know what you're turning up to. But Phil loves that stuff. Like there isn't, I reckon, there is no rifle you can hand that man and ask him for a specific upgrade. Give him a week, and he'd probably return it to you with additional upgrades to match the upgrade that you originally asked for.
Yeah,
Because that's what he does.
yeah. So if you've got any questions for upgrades, just curious, just drop a message on any of the channels, any of the videos, and we can get that straight across to him. Well, you'll see it anyway. So yeah. Um, Shall we go for upgrades now, or should we carry on with the game day?
I'm thinking we'll amalgamate the two, because this is what happened, right? I put all of my rifles out on the table. I took the newly repaired sniper rifle, bolt action, just because I find having a spring-loaded weapon on the deck means that if you have an ultimate failure, I Luke doesn't charge the batteries. You've always got a backup. But I got the Combat Master anyway, because I am really starting to enjoy the Combat Master. But with Phil being there first thing, I managed to obtain the newly DMR'd M4. So I pretty much like my day was set for, dependent on where we were playing, what I was playing with. And again, going back to like the earlier reviews that we've done, Warzone, the marshals are really approachable. Like we could pretty much roll up, go, what's the first, what's the next game, and where are we playing, and make a decision on what you were carrying.
Yeah,
Um,
that is. I'm going to stop you again. That is a brilliant tactic for anyone to do. If you've got multiple rifles, like for instance, you've got a DMR, you've got an M4 or an AK and a sniper rifle, or you want to run a pistol, talk to the marshals before you go out and ask them, where are you going? If you're unsure of the site, say, what would you recommend? A sniper, this, that, or that. Then you can plan accordingly. You can change up your game style, because we did it with every single game. We took out different guns every single game, and it worked. It was
yeah,
brilliant
because I
until
mean
it
the
wasn't.
first game
Until it wasn't.
until it wasn't. To be fair, no, I no issues this time around.
Gun cam.
The DMR came out first game, and there's a scene. Hopefully, that it's been captured in one of the first videos. There was me and you on one of the buildings closest to the embassy, so back end of the field. Um, the attacking team was coming from across the way where the container yard was, and having the DMR set up, you were carrying the LMG, was really useful because I can be a bit of a gobby sod. So having the visibility of where I was, because it was from a high point, being able to see where their attack points were coming from, um, and because it wasn't so much a push game, it was really easy to kind of keep them at bay. Because I think their game, that first game was it was literally the one where you just kind of hold the village, and after 10 minutes we have no respawn.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a 20-minute round, 10 minutes of respawn, 10 minutes of no respawn. Keep yourself alive as long as you can.
Yeah.
You take the flag from the water tower. That was it. So they were pushing a point. My apologies. So the
Oh,
first point was
we were
taking the flag,
defending,
and then it
weren't
was
we? That's why.
yeah. So we defended first time. Then we didn't go back up, and we switched. But even with the switch, the DMR setup was beautiful. Really loved it. The range on it was nice. Um, even with I think the only challenge I had was I've fitted the ACOG sight to it at the minute,
Okay.
and noticeably, like when you're not holding the rifle straight, as seconds you get water on the ACOG sight, you pretty much can't see nothing, absolutely nothing at all, because water drops. I was literally like looking through a fish tank. Um, but the rifle itself, like, I'm so happy, like a child at Christmas.
um.
Um,
Yeah. No. It was a good first game. So I went out with the LMG, which has been upgraded. Now it's running, and I'm happy. I'm really happy. Mr. Phil has done his magic and verified something I was curious about, because there's no information. So that LMG can run an 11.1 lipo perfectly. I can't, God knows what the chrono was. I need to chrono it myself, because they use a different type of chrono to literally just test velocity. Um, but I need to do it myself, because I've got a feeling the rate of fire must be about a good 20 now, which it's fine for me. It really is fine. But the range, oh my God, the range on that LEMG is just got through the roof. And all it's had is a new spring. That's it. So if anyone has got the S&T M249, I would highly recommend upgrading the spring and using 11.1. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else. That thing is phenomenal. Blech, words. Yeah. But no, that first game, let's say, yeah, it was, yeah, give it that. It was interesting. It was good. And we work good. We do, don't we?
Yeah. So we did first game. That was enjoyable. Switched it up. Obviously, DMR on the move. We won the first round, by the way.
Did we?
Yeah, so they time the rounds because obviously the aim of the game is to get the flag. And on our second run, we were 2 minutes 49 seconds faster than the other team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we won that round, and then the third game. Sorry, this is where it got confusing. So we played 2 games at this point.
Yeah.
So half and half. Game number 3, we were in the woods. Yeah, game number 3 was in the woods because we were playing pushback. And again, we did an attack and defend. And we went for... I'd got the Combat Master at this point. And we were called a delightful new name I've never heard before.
Oh.
And that name was, look at this pair of bushwalkers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So where our flag was in the first instance, there was literally this massive bush. I was struggling to find somewhere to pin down because I do quite like to find a spot. With me being old, I don't want to have to keep walking backwards and forwards. And it is pretty sneaky. Right next to the flag, there's this bush. There is kind of a small child's opening. So, yeah, it was quite difficult, but I managed to get into the bush. There was a moment of, where have you gone? Where have you gone? Where have you gone? And then Luke realised I was actually talking from inside the bush, joined me just to my left. And there's a magical moment, again, I hope it is captured, where the opposition's team had a sniper, really nice guy, rolls up round the back of the flag, not realising that he is literally like 4 feet away from where the flag is. He is the guy that will change the game. He can't see the flag, so he starts talking to the marshal. Literally, like, a little bit further than an arm's length away. Maybe
Oh, I remember now. You know what? You threw me off. Yeah, because I did the Homer Simpson walk backwards into a thorn bush.
Yeah.
And the sniper's come round the corner like this with his pistol, and I've just gone.
So he's come round.
And he's like,
He's chatting
where's
away with
that
the
come
marshal.
from? And he's looking around, he's like, he didn't see me. Just didn't see me. And he's like, okay. And then he's walked over to the marshal. And I just hear you shoot him then.
Well, I was polite, right? Because I live and breathe, die by the bang rule. So I shouted bang. And nothing happened. So I shouted bang again. And nothing happened. The marshal then looked at me because he knew where we were and went, just shoot him. So I did. I was like, I did warn you twice, mate. But yeah, no, they were a good couple of rounds. So we pushed first, and they pushed second. They beat us on that game again, slightly faster.
I can't remember none of this.
And then we moved back into the village for the ambulance. Blues and Twos.
Oh God.
Blues and Twos. No.
That
Blues
game.
and Twos were the third game.
Okay. The only one was, to be honest, the only one that's currently stuck into my head was the one before dinner and ambulance.
Yeah.
That's the only ones.
They were the 3. I think we did the ambulance first, then we did the pushback after that, because then after lunch, we were pretty much in the village.
Well, we stayed in the village most of the day, actually. We only went into the woods once. And we did start on the woods because that was like our starting point. But that was it. We didn't use all the woods neither. We actually used like a small section of it. Was that the last gate? I know we used the woods twice, didn't we?
It might have been.
Yeah, twice. Because I was peed off of that last game. That's why. I remember. I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Blues and Twos was tough.
Mm.
All I remember is being in the kebab shop. The only reason I know it's a kebab shop is because I had noticed on the third entry into the kebab shop, there was a wooden kebab on the back wall where we were dumping our rifles.
Oh, there.
So
So
we were
yeah.
getting so close to we kept getting close to the ambulance and then switching from primary to secondary.
Yeah.
And pretty much just dumping the rifles on the side.
Yeah.
And going for the ambulance.
That first time round, was it first or second time round in there? I think it was second time we got into the kebab shop, and we walked in and we went pistols, just chucked the rifles on, pulled the pistols out. We both just like, right, you go left, I'll go right. Absolutely brilliant. And you got this one dude, and all you could see every so often was his rifle in the stupid ambulance sticking out the window, and they're shooting. And the marshals just kept throwing grenades, smoke grenades, right in front of the ambulance, and you couldn't see nothing. And then someone threw an orange grenade, and that took forever to dissipate. I mean, absolutely forever. And the problem with the rain as well, your glass goggles and your glasses are all covered in raindrops. So it was like, I've got the X-Fog system, so I didn't have no problems with the fogging situation. That was fine. Stick my goggles on, they'll fog up instantly. Stick my little pipes in, within 30 seconds, completely clear. But the rain made it hard, and then that yellow smoke was just awful. It really was. It just like sat there.
Saying that, like I've got mesh goggles, and because of the weather, even with mesh goggles, it was a nightmare.
Oh no, that'll just make it worse.
When it came down hard.
Actually, saying that, I always carry spare goggles, so if you want to change up, I've got all different types as well.
Nah, I sweat too much. Like I've tried so many different.
This is why I brought the X-Fog. And the thing is, I don't really sweat, but I still get hot. And obviously your eyes and moisture and everything as well. So I brought the X-Fog system. It's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. You don't get any fogging and your eyes are cool. They're actually, because it just blows little tiny little amounts of air through your goggles, so your eyes get nice and fresh. It's actually quite nice. But no, that game, I had an issue. So obviously the ground's wet, it's sogging. Before I even go on that, the first 5 seconds into the game site, feet were drenched. It's like your shoes just sucked up all the moisture on the grass, and the grass is like 3 inch at the most. Soggy. But so again, we're in the kebab shop. Lee's just been took out. He's going back to respawn. I've got my rifle. I've now switched from my pistol to my rifle. I've grabbed my rifle. I'm going to make a break for it to the building straight opposite the ambulance. I've gone. Right foot's done. I've shifted sideways. Didn't fall over, but I caught the front of my Ronin on the door frame. And what did I do? I snapped off the gun cam. Yep, that £190 camera, useless. Snapped the bracket clean off. So, looking up today, I contacted the company who made it, and they're going to send me a new one. Not cost me that much, actually. It's only cost me a tenner. Obviously, it's coming from the States, but yeah, not happy. I was like, you know what? I'll cable tie it on. Didn't even use it after that. But yeah, just snapped it clean. Gone. Caught the camera straight on the door frame, just ripped it straight off. I haven't got a photo. Oh, I've got a photo. Let me find this, but I'll let you waffle on. Because after that point, I literally spent like 10 minutes inside that building trying to figure out what the hell I've just done. and crying to
I think
myself.
we just spent the rest of the game in those two buildings. And there was one point where you'd gone back to respawn, I'd gone back to kebab shop, and there was the soul pistol of yours, but I hadn't got anywhere that I could put it because I was like, at this point in the day, going, should we just be leaving stuff lying around for anybody to pick up?
It wasn't the smartest
It
idea
was a
with a
glorious game.
£300 pistol. It really wasn't.
Rifles just littered everywhere. Nah, it was good though. It was enjoyable. Like overall game day. Um, I'm glad I went. I'm glad we stayed. We played some really great games. Yeah, it would have been nice to have some more people. However, I was quite surprised at how many people did actually turn up with the weather being as bad as it was.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm just hoping we've got some really good footage because I think we had an exceptional day. Exceptional day.
There is a short I put out last night. I can't remember. Of the weather. It it was one of them. It rained and then it was like mist, and then it was like spitting, and then what's the other word you said the other day?
Drizzle. It was drizzle.
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 And then it would hammering it down.
It literally every time they either blew the whistle or fired the klaxon off to say 5 more minutes of game, it just smashed it down. Like the raindrops were like thumb-sized raindrops. But I think the one thing that didn't put me off was, yes, it was wet, but it wasn't cold.
No.
Like we were sodden.
So there we go. Here's a picture of the gun cam. I literally managed to snap off the rail there for the Picatinny. Yeah, not the best, but oh well. Try and find video. Actually, can I get onto the screen, please? Is this the screen I want? Nope, that's not the screen I want. That's thingy. There was one stage was like we stood. I can't remember if it was the middle of the game, end of the game, or oh no, it was the beginning of the game. I think we had just switched. We was in the woods, and there was a group of us in the end. That's 5 of us, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Wait, what am I doing? And we was in the woods, and we started, and basically 2 of us went up on top of the storage containers, and the rest of us stayed down, and basically flanked in different locations. And it's like I got up to top, and it was clear, it was fine. And within 3 minutes, it started spitting, and then it just hammered it down. It just absolutely chucked it down. I was like, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm within it now. It's kind of cool.
And do you know the weirdest thing about it, right? The weirdest thing about the entire day, like we had lunch, and there was obviously the moment where I thought wringing out my socks was a good idea. No. Teapot chocolate, no. But normally on a wet as it was on a day like that, like you can guarantee at lunchtime, most people will dip.
Screens.
But I think only apart from the old boy, because the old boy, bless him, had gone, do you know what? That's enough for one day for me. I don't think there was a full handful of people that left, which is always a surprise because normally by lunchtime you pretty much start to get, like us, for example, will go, yeah, do you know what? It's time to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like everybody was in and they were in for a full game.
Yeah. We didn't see anyone leave any game because of the weather. So I'm showing a video now of just how it just went to crap, the weather, within just a couple of seconds, well, a couple of minutes of being in game. It was not longer than 3 minutes, and it just hammered it down. I mean,
so many times.
and again, this is just a one-off thing. It did it all throughout the day into around 1 o'clock, and then
It was later than that because originally by 1 o'clock it was supposed to have stopped.
oh no, because it was just after. Because
Um,
just before dinner, it rained, and then after that, that was the last part of the day. It rained, so it must have been about
it
half
stopped for
one,
dinner.
quarter to two. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it stopped for dinner, and then just as we started back up, it started pissing it down again. And then it wasn't until the very last game when we switched sides again. The sun came out because I just remember us all sitting in that trench on the last game. There was about 4 of us in that trench,
Yeah.
just all sat there like talking about trench foot and everything else because we were pretty much sodden by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great day! Like
Yeah.
a truly amazing day. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, it was interesting. It was really good actually. Even thank you very much. It, yeah, and even with the ages, we had people come up to us. I don't know where he was from. The guy who was behind us, who was talking to most of the day, who's been
Mm-hmm.
eight consecutive. I can't say the word. 8 weeks in a row, he was there. I was like, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to say French guy.
I don't know. Possibly French.
Definitely, he was either French or Italian. But yeah, I know which one. He asked
Yeah.
me for he asked me to take a picture. He didn't ask for a picture. I was like, bit rude. Come on, mate. Do you know who I am? Internet sensation. But no, again, lovely guy. Like we'd spread out because obviously we were intending to be 3 of us. Even though it was just me and you, there was still a lot of kit. So we kind of took up 3 benches anyway.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he literally like I put my vest down at one point, and he was like, "Let me move, let me move, let me move." And I was like, "Listen, mate, it's fine. I've got all my shit over here. I'm just putting it there to dry off a little bit in between games.
That
Not
actually,
an
that
issue."
I will say that. Um, let me throw up this photo. So right, so this is the game site photos. I wish I actually grabbed from when we were actually doing the review. I didn't grab these sites. So, where's the picture of Lee? So here are the benches on the left, behind Lee there, and then we were situated on them on the right side of that photo. They are pretty
Yeah,
close
yeah,
together.
underneath the
Yeah, underneath the canopy, if you want to call it that. But the benches are sat pretty close together, and what's this doing? There's not really that much room. There's enough room for you to walk between, and that's about it. And then you think again with all the gear that we have, and it was only me and Lee there, but Lee took 3 rifles, I took 2, and then there's all the crap we have to carry. And then I've got camera equipment and whatever else. There's yeah. So it was a little bit of a squeeze, and then you got to think gun boxes, rifle cases, whatever. I'm rocking an AMG. It's not the smallest thing in the world. Rifles are basically just on the floor, just left them there. But on this story as well, there's a reason why I started this is because that guy who was behind us, the French dude or Italian, he asked me a question. How he's never played with his guns in the rain, and they're electric, and obviously he sees that we've got electric guns. It's a bit of it's a bit of a grey area, that one, because it depends on the actual replica itself, on how well it's sealed and where the internal electrics are, and if you run in a MOSFET or if it's an old school trigger system with a micro switch. There's a lot of variables, words. So yeah, I've never had a problem, and there is other dads. Years ago, what we had problems with the rain. Like 3 of the guns just stopped working within seconds of going out in the rain. But yeah, it was a bit of a hard one. But the LMG after the first game was drenched. It ran fine, had no problems, but I wasn't risking it. So the second game round, well, third, the second time we went out, should I say, I switched. So I used the Ronin, and again, fine. And then the game after that, I went back to the LMG. So I kept switching because I didn't want to completely soggen one of the rifles. So, and that's how I did. And then when I was at safe zone, I literally had them standing up so they could drip dry, basically. But on the road, on the note of the Ronin, that's now been upgraded and finished. Well, I say upgraded. So it's had a minor cosmetic and quality of life upgrade for me, as well as a serious-ish upgrade for no reason. No, I'm not going to say no reason. Potential. So Mr. Phil's done me
You
the
just wanted
honour.
a pretty trigger.
Yeah, I brought a pretty trigger, and I love it. It's beautiful. Mr. Phil said it was a nightmare. He's never had to use so many different Allen keys just to get into a gearbox. But in the process of him doing the trigger, he noted that my piston was broke and on its way out. So he's done the kind, lovely dad thing and replaced it with a full
The
metal.
Uncle Phil thing.
Yeah. So he's replaced the piston for me with a full metal one, full metal teeth. It turns out the Ronin has one metal tooth and the rest are all plastic. So yeah, but the trigger, so fantastic. So I got a flat trigger, the Max triggers, £25. I bought it from Patrol Base. Love it. It feels nicer, but it's adjustable, so you can get rid of all your pre-travel and next how far it travels as well. You can remove all of it with an Allen key. It's lovely, and you don't even need to use the Allen key. You don't need to strip the gun or anything. You can have your rifle in front of you, shooting it, playing it, and then go like, okay, Allen key. I like that. Yeah, love it. And the Ronin performed flawless like normal. It really did. So again, we were switching. So what we do is we'll play one game with a certain gun, and then once we go back to the safe zone, we switch guns. We also switch batteries and put the other batteries, what we currently used, on charge because we've got power banks. I run an external power bank in the back of my helmet, but obviously Mr. Lee doesn't because he wears a cap. So again, it was switch his batteries out constantly, blah 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 blah, and it works. It really does. External battery battery banks is something we're still looking into for the longer games. For instance, like Mr. Lee, who doesn't wear a helmet, and the other dad's Daniel, who doesn't wear a helmet, because we now have cameras for all of them. That's 6 dads and like
That said, though,
10 cameras.
at any point in the day when we switched the batteries over, they weren't doing too bad. Like what, 47, 49% left. Bearing in mind we've been out for a good like hour and a half.
Yeah.
On some of the games, so I was quite impressed by the amount of battery power that was left. But I agree, like especially if we go somewhere like the Moor where you are pretty much out all morning.
Yeah.
I do need to think about what that looks like from a battery perspective.
Yeah, so that's fine.
But
So
I think
like
with
I said,
the head
I've
rig
got
now,
backups. It's just it's a wire. Could have done with measuring you while I was there. Get me tape measure to see how much wire we need. About 7
massive
inch.
head,
About 7.
about 7.
Yeah. So basically, the idea between Mr. Lee is actually just have a wire which next to the front of the GoPro runs over his helmet and his cap, and basically down his back of his neck to a backpack, power bank in his backpack to constantly power the battery. Basically, the same reason I do, but obviously mine's on helmet. So, because the places we've been to and places we are. Oh, okay. Order the pouch. That just works as well. Even that way, I've got cables you can use. So that's fine. But like the Mar, other places we're intending on going, somewhere else we went. Where did we go for? We did that as well. They have like longer games, so you don't just do a game and a switch and then go back to safe zone. They literally, you're out from 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning, and you don't go back into lunch. So you need to take all your BBs with you, or your speed loaders, and all your batteries, which can be cumbersome. And the last thing you want is to be switching batteries in the field, because God help you'll drop one of them and you lose it. It's not that they're expensive. Some can be, but it's the inconvenience that shit. I've just lost the battery, and I've now got to replace it. So, yeah, power banks are the way forward. There is smaller ones. Anyone watching in the UK, there is one you can currently get from B&M. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour. It's brilliant. It gives you about 2 hours of runtime, I think it is, something like that. Extra. And it fits in the pouch that you can get to the back of your helmet perfectly. There is a 10,000.
That said, though,
It does
yeah,
fit,
you can
but you
get
might
some
need to
decent like
adjust it.
10,000 one.
It's the size, that's the problem. So I've got a few different power banks all over the place. I've got a giant one downstairs. I think it's a beast. But it's the size of them. That's the problem. So I've got a 15,000. I've got two 15,000 milliamp hour batteries, but the size of them is completely different, massive. It's literally one of them is half the size of the other. So it depends on what the battery is. If it's, I'm not even going to pretend off the top of my head what I know I'm going on about. If it's lithium or NiCam or lipo or whatever. See, for instance, that
What's
one.
the 10?
See that wouldn't fit in a pouch. That's the problem.
Get a bigger pouch.
But then that 10 I've got is actually really small. So yeah, that. But yeah, Audi, they've got some in. They're actually reasonable price to start off at £10, go up to 20. My recommendations is the 5,000 and the 10,000 milliamp hour. They're light, they don't weigh nothing, you don't even notice they're there. And if you ever do have a back pouch for your helmet, they fit there perfect. So,
and to be fair, think about what you're using it for. Like, you're pretty much going out. If you're going out for a morning round, you're going to be out for about 3 hours tops, because you're going to break for lunch at some point. Like, a 5,000 will do you, because your GoPro battery is probably going to give you about an hour and a half's worth of power anyway by itself.
No. GoPro battery, you're looking around 45 minutes at the most. But yeah, 5,000, that will give you easy an extra 2 hours, easy on top. Because it also depends on what you're recording in and what GoPro or camera you're using. There is that as well. So if you're using the older GoPros, for instance, like we've got a couple of GoPro 5s, they don't seem to use nowhere near as much power as the GoPro 8. If you have a GoPro 9, 10, 13, whatever, they use even more power because it's higher frames, it's high quality, it's multiple screens, so forth, so forth. So it seems to be, it doesn't really matter. If you had a Hero 5 or you had a Hero 11 or 10, they seem to last the same amount of time, even though the batteries are different. They look the same, but they're actually completely different. The newer ones are better, but yeah, you still get around the same amount of runtime. So that's a bit crap.
GoPro, make us a battery that lasts all day.
Yeah, something similar to this. Review coming soon.
Soon.
Hopefully next week. We'll see. See how I feel.
But yeah, overall good gaming weekend. What's next on the calendar? You're wanting to go beginning of August. I think I'm probably going to miss the beginning of August game, just because of birthdays and everything else.
Oh, okay.
And then the big one.
Yes,
the big one.
So currently there's just two of us going at the moment. Hopefully there'll be another two. One's verifying. Well, actually, they're both verifying dates because of I'm been saying commitments. It's important stuff basically. So dates need to be verified on their end. But myself and Lee are definitely going.
We're booked in.
Yeah, we're booked in.
We are current Bravo team.
Bravo team, loving it. Don't know how many participants there is. I tried to work it out. Don't make sense to me. But
It's going to be a lot.
Wow. The question is, they removed the numbers off the website. So I don't think they want to know.
Really?
Yeah, because last year the numbers were pardon me, can't stop burping. The numbers were really low for quite a while. They didn't even break 1,000, and they had like 2 months to go. But then I think like a month towards the actual date, they got, I think it was just over 3,000 people to go. So they got nearly there in the end. But this year they've removed the numbers from the website, which is a shame. Yeah, actually, let me pull that up. Actually, can I get? Yeah, there we go.
While Luke's looking, so the knack is basically like the UK's one of the UK's largest airsoft weekends. We're going Friday through to Sunday evening. 3 days of airsofting. There will be nightclubs, strippers, drugs. No, there won't. But there is there'll be a bar. They've got live music on. It's kind of like a festival of airsoft.
So it's 44 days left to go. It basically is a festival. Anyone unaware, it's the National Airsoft Festival. It's the UK's biggest airsoft festival. So there's music, there's food, there's airsoft, camping. It's a 3 day event. It's not the cheapest in the world. So if you got the early bird, it was £130. It's currently at 140 until the end of the month. Then goes up to 150. It looks interesting. This will be our first year going. Don't know if we'll be going next year. Depends on funds, because we do want to go to Sheffield Rifts next year. Because that's more orientated around airsoft itself.
You say it's expensive, but in fairness,
it's
3 days,
well, this is it.
£150.
£150 to anyone who goes airsoft. I hear it everywhere. People say it's expensive. I can appreciate the fact they think it's expensive, but if you break it down, if you was to go camping anywhere in the UK camping, you are looking around £65 to £70 for 2 days, for 2 nights. And then if you play airsoft for 2 days, that could be anything between £60 and £90. When you put them both together, it's the same price. Plus, there's music, live music, and food, and other people, and festival vibes.
Other people, pretty much every time you get to airsoft, you will find other people.
Yeah. Well, not just other people. Not like this weekend where there was only 30 of us. There could be potential of nearly 5,000 people at this place. So yeah, all like-minded, or strange people wanting to play around in the woods with fake guns and shoot each other, playing toy soldiers.
I'm excited by it. I do need to get a second pair of trousers. That's my only concern, is that the minute I have one pair of combat trousers, I do need a spare pair.
I do have a spare pair. I'm actually thinking about picking up another pair, but a different colour. Because I actually have my original pair, which I like to use in the garden. Or if I'm just messing about on my van, on the floor, laying down, whatever, they don't use airsoft anymore. But there's a good shirt, actually. So I might have to get myself another pair. On the note of this as well, you can see you can purchase things directly off the website, so it's there ready waiting. You don't have to try and find it. So mugs, tankers, ponchos. Oh, £2.99 for a poncho, and it's made of plastic. Rubber hands, patches. I don't know. Obviously, you can represent your team.
I've ordered a patch.
I haven't get the patch, so I got the flag, but I'll buy the patch when I'm there, because you can buy the patches. So you can buy any of this stuff there. I don't know if the prices are any different. Wouldn't surprise me, because if they're charging £2.99 for a patch, most places charge a £5. So it won't surprise me if it's a £5 there. We will be taking some stuff, some of our old stuff and stuff we've got for sale with us as well. I will be taking ponchos as well, which I will sell if the weather gets worse. I won't be ripping people off, but they'll be proper ponchos. Basically, I will sell them for whatever I bought them for. But yeah, so this is the National Airsoft Festival. So yeah, no, can't wait to go. Really can't wait.
No, it'll be good fun. Will be good
Yes.
fun. Big. I think obviously you've discussed the thought of doing a few live broadcasts while we're there. So that's
Yes.
always a possibility.
Yeah. So
Um,
if if the signal is good, we'll be live streaming. Um, we will do a live stream as soon as we set up. Well, not going to set up. As soon as we park up, I'll get the laptop out and I'll check the signal and I'll set up a live stream. And you can join in if you not if you sorry if you can't participate, you can at least be there visually watching us. And yeah, I'll try and get multiple cameras running so you can see not just our faces but the surrounding area as well. Um, yeah, I'll do what I can. We've got multiple cameras now, so it should be easy enough for me to pull off that one.
there'll be plenty of videos either way. Like,
Oh god, yeah.
I think, yeah,
I think I'm gonna go
Luke's
do.
going to be busy.
Don't. I'm gonna do two main type, not two videos, two types of videos. So there is going to be a video of the more action gameplay footage of myself and Lee and anyone else who's with us. If there is multiple people, if the other two do come as well, there'll be their video perspective as well, and we'll mix it up. So what we'll do twos. So for instance, the first day, myself and you will go out and we'll do our stuff. Obviously the other teammates will be with us. But the second day around, it'll be their footage of again the same stuff, blah 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 blah. But then the second type of video I'm going to do will be full, uncut, uncensored, straight run videos of the whole time we are out in that field. If we're out for 4 hours, it'll be a 4 hour video. If we're out for 2 hours, it'll be a 2 hour video. If we're out for 10 minutes, I'm not going to bother. So, yeah, it's one of them. So you'll have the options to watch whatever you want. If you just want to watch the highlights of like a normal airsoft thing, like 10-minute video, fine. But if you want to sit and watch a full 4 hour run of us basically walking around talking shit, chatting with, because it'll be fully uncensored.
There is a lot of chatting shit.
Yeah, there is chatting shit. I mean, fully uncut, not uncensored. It will be uncensored, but it will be fully uncut. So if we're just chatting to other people randomly, you're going to get the whole experience. You'll see the whole thing. That will more likely go out straight away because that's going to be the easiest. It's basically going to be offload it, stick it all together, send it out, go. That's going to be easy. It's the cutting part because basically I'm going to have to go through potentially. Oh, wait, maths. Oh,
If it does what it did on Sunday, if we're out for 4 hours, right?
it won't even be 4 hours,
Just
will
to
it?
give you an idea, if we are out for 4 hours though, and it does what it did on Sunday, if my GoPro 5 does what it did on Sunday, then you're pretty much looking at
20 hours, isn't it?
24 different videos. 24 different videos.
20 hours of footage. Yeah, okay. That's a lot. So, say the first video, which will come out, will be day one, and it will be here we go. We're at Airsoft Festival, blah blah blah. Obviously, the live stream will be there, so people can watch the live stream. But the first video will literally be like, right, blah blah blah, walking around, getting pro mode, all that shit, talking to people, listening to the weird safety briefing thing, which supposedly they don't do a safety briefing. It's in the player pack, which we still haven't received. But if they don't think it, obviously they're in breach of their insurance. But there's that, and then as soon as it goes to a game, we go to the first game, then it will be a separate video. There's the first video with a little Bravo team briefing, and then it will be the straight run for as long as we're out. If we come out for dinner, I'll cut it, and then once we go back in, we're back in, and it will just carry on seamlessly like we never left. We'll probably mention that we went for dinner, and how long for, and then obviously back in until the end of the day if we stay out. So potentially you could have say 4 hour video. Yeah, literally a 4 hour video for the first day. And the second day, the same thing. And then the third day, we have to be gone by 1:30, something like that.
I think so. I think Sunday I'll pretty much, by Sunday I'll be fucked.
You got me right on that one. I don't think there'll be much on Sunday, to be honest. I don't think we'll do anything. Might do a walk around video.
I think
Saying
Sunday
goodbye to
will
people.
be literally, are all my limbs still attached? Are they working? And have I got everything I started off with?
Mm-hmm.
If that is good, then I'm good to go.
Yeah, that would be the one. But no, we have plans. And again, if you're going to NAF this year, come find us. We own a caravan. I will be having a giant flagpole. I will have the Bravo flag, and I'm in the process of getting a Tactical Dad's flag. So that'll be flapping away.
Tactical Dad's Mobile HQ.
Yes, the one. Yeah, flapping away. Yeah. Obviously, we need to
If
stop.
you're not sure which one it is, it's the one that when he's not looking has got a massive dick on it.
You know what? I need to get a custom one made. I've got the design already, but I'm gonna have to change it. I'm thinking in the bottom left corner, right corner of the flag on an angle, say 7 inch. Love it.
Well, I think it's that time. Unless there's anything else you want to cover off, obviously we've done game. We've talked about how well the upgrades are. Thank you, Uncle Phil. Sorry you can't be here tonight.
No, he's
KIA, MIA,
MIA, not KIA, MIA.
BIA. Phil in action. We've talked about the NAF. I am looking forward to the NAF. Yeah, I suppose for me, the only other thing, if you've liked what you've seen, obviously like it, watch it all the way through. Put it on in the background, because the more you watch, the better off we get. And obviously, once we get to a point where we are monetizing this bad boy, that monetizing will go into upgrading stuff, making sure that we can bring you better, bigger videos.
I will mention that actually.
Join the Facebook page.
Yeah. The monetization thing, it's a goal of ours. It really is. It's not for greed. It's not for us. It's to help other people who in our group who cannot attend to these events. Like for instance, there is 2 of them who cannot come to NAF because they physically can't afford it. They've got other commitments. It's just something they cannot afford to do. And there's other events and places we'd like to go, but not everyone can afford this on a monthly basis. So again, once the monetization comes, that will just help towards that. So yeah, like I said, we've got people who are not attending game days because they're trying to save the money for upgrades for their replicas, or they want new gear because it's fell apart or something. And I can appreciate that. I really can. Not everyone's got a spare £30 just to put on one thing, as well as paying out for an airsoft game, which potentially could cost you £60+ because between your supplies, your game day, and your fuel, sandwiches, if you buy, or your food for the day, drinks, it could be £60+. So again, it's a lot of money. So, but yeah, so like
Funders, do as you're told. Subscribe, follow, fund.
But again, the longer videos, like Lee said, if you don't want to listen to it, this is why I'm doing these videos as well. We're doing the live streams. It's because it's also down as a podcast, so you don't have to watch it. You can just listen to it, and it helps us at the end of the day anyway. Because once you get the watched hours, we can then get monetized, and we can start getting some bit of pennies from it. And to be honest, it's not much. I've looked into it. It's not much money at all, but it still helps and it still counts towards it at the end of the day. And again, that money will just go into funding everyone to be there and giveaways. Because if by magical fairylands of unicorn dicks, we manage to get decent money coming from this, it will go back to you lot because you're the ones who made it happen. We don't really need to buy anything unless we're doing reviews. And if the reviews are requested, fine. If the reviews aren't requested, there's no point because unless it's something we wanted to buy because we need it, because we're not selfish in that fact. We don't buy things just because we want to buy things. We buy things because we need it, or items broke, or we upgraded. But we're not going over the top. There'd be no replicas or whatever unless someone
Yeah.
wanted. If we had
Money we
mass
make
people
will either
saying,
go back
we,
to you
yeah, say for that a new rifle coming
as
out or
viewers,
pistol and
or
saying,
to
oh,
give you
try
more
this, do
content.
this one, we'd and ah about it. But if we can get all the dads together and go to these events and whatever else, but otherwise it'll be giveaways. And we can only give away certain things on the YouTube, which will be gift cards. That's the word I'm looking for.
Vouchers.
Yeah, gift cards. That'll be all. It will be on YouTube, nothing else. But in person, it's a different story altogether. So, yes. But yeah, no, like,
But
subscribe,
anyway,
comment.
yeah, like, subscribe, add us to Facebook, ask questions, talk to us, chat to us. Like, we've been doing it long enough between us. There is pretty much, we've covered quite a few sites. We're interested in what your thoughts are. So if you're on the Facebook page and you go, do you know what? I've been reading a lot about this site and I'm not too sure. Give us, tempt us into visiting that site and we will review that site.
Yeah.
Bring you the details of what it feels like. I'm game for new sites. Luke's game for new sites. We're always interested in new sites. This year, obviously, the view is let's try and get more CQBs, especially around the winter time, so we're a bit more continuous. Because I know we've had a bit of a break,
You know what,
what with
actually,
breakages and age old.
so that's a good note to go. So with the few sites we're going to, a couple of us have been, a lot of us haven't been. They're on the map with some new sites we're going to, because once the colder weather and the damper, manky weather comes into it, where it's a bit too moist for its own good, we will be looking at more built up indoor sites. Not doing indoor pure CQB sites. No, we're looking at ex-military bases or prisons, shopping centres, stuff like that, where it's dry. All this cover. So yeah, we've got a few in mind. Off the top of my head, we've got the stand, HQS off, back to the jail. There's another one as well. So yeah, that's more for the winter because it is nice to do it in winter. I always want to do a snow one. I got extreme frost at Phoenix, but I never got the snow. But again, it's one of them. But again, you got any suggestions in sites to go to? You let us know. Just make a comment. If you tried this site, you heard about this site, so forth, so forth. We have got more site reviews coming up. We're just waiting for more of us to go to them sites because a lot of us have been to sites, a lot of us haven't been to sites. So, yeah. Otherwise, yes.
And well, that's it from me, Lucas. I'm good this week.
Yep, myself too. I'm gonna go take some more tablets and try and get out this chair, get myself ready, and go to bed because my back hurts.
It's late and we're old.
Oh dear. But yes. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and look out for our videos and tune in next week. I've been Lucas. Goodbye, and this is Mr. Lee. So
Yes.
goodbye.
See you next week.
See you later.